Welcome back to the Black Line Blueprint. In this episode, we are just going to talk about it's going to be a free flowing episode, and we're just talking about your motivation. So you don't need more motivation, and sometimes you also need rails when it comes to your fitness journey. So I had this whole entire idea about how people don't necessarily need more motivation, they just need a plan that actually works for them. And I'm specifically talking to people who you are, let's just say you're over 30 and you have your family, you have a job, you have your career going on. Maybe you decided to go back to school. Maybe you have kids that are in school. You have kids maybe in daycare, or maybe you're homeschooling. You have a lot more responsibilities going on. Let's just say that. And you are either trying to compare yourself to kids who are in their 20s online and showing what they're doing for their whole entire fitness routine and their fitness journey. Or one of the biggest things that gets me is when I get a client or I get a patient or just somebody talking to me about fitness, and they're just like, well, I saw this girl online do it, and she's 40 years old and look at her body, or she's 35 and look at her body. And also it's just like, oh, and she just had a baby and she's doing all these things. And I'm like, well, okay, let's try and reverse engineer this thing. Don't just look at what you're seeing right now. Was she maybe a former athlete? What was she an athlete all the way up until maybe her late 20s, and then decided to like focus on career and family, and then had that happen with having the kid and then focusing on them, and then she decided to get back into her routine, and now her body looks like that because she had already built a strong foundation of good muscle mass and just her figure in general. And then also the genetics component to it, let's not forget that. But the big picture is, or the big theme is, don't get so caught up in someone else's journey, what they look like, because you're not trying to look like them. You are just trying to look like the best version of yourself. And really, that's one of the main reasons why I typically focus in on and try to tell people, let's focus in on what your body can do. Yes, we do enjoy looking good and our clothes fitting good. But when you focus on what your body can actually do, and also how your body feels, it typically will turn out to be a better case scenario for you in the long run, because you'll be able to stick to things and you won't be so obsessive about just what somebody else looks like and then what routine they need to do. And then also the intent when it comes to your nutrition. So, one of my biggest kind of pet peeves, but I also just try to focus in on this component of nutrition, is the intent behind why you are eating the way that you are eating. So, if you want to feel good and you want to move good, but you're so caught up into how you look and you're restricting how much you're taking in, how much energy you're taking in for your body to utilize, then you're reducing your capacity to recover. You're reducing the amount of energy you can take from that food that you're absorbing to put out into the tasks that you need to do to power your mental capacity when you're working, or your emotional capacity when you're dealing with loved ones, or even just friends or family members or whatever it may be. You're reducing your capacity to deal with those situations when you're not able to take in all that you need, because you're trying to restrict yourself because you're so honed in on that one component, on how you look instead of how you feel and how you perform. And also, one of the biggest things there is, I say you need blinders on. You need blinders on when it comes to your fitness journey sometimes. The reason why you need blinders on is because we will get caught up in what we see instead of what actually is. So we get caught up in seeing someone performing a really heavy lift in the gym and it only took them a certain amount of time. And we're just like, okay, well, maybe we should be able to do that. But we also have maybe like a cranky knee or a bum hip, or our back has always flared up when we try to do that specific movement. So we get caught up in that. We try to chase that. And then all of a sudden, now we have more aches, more pains. And now we don't even have the motivation to train anymore. I'm getting all over the place with, it's talking about, aches and pains and how your body feels, and talking about body composition. But the key point is, you need to focus on your fitness journey and what you are trying to go after. and know one that is possible. And you don't need more motivation to tell you that it's possible. You've seen people do it. You've seen people lose weight. Maybe you've lost weight before, but you didn't keep it off. One of the biggest things is being able to have a program or have the knowledge to understand what you actually need to do and something that's flexible so it allows you to make adjustments when needed. So that way, when life gets messy, when things happen like they always do, you will be able to stay on track because what you're doing is flexible. And you also learned the skills, the tools that you needed in order to make this thing flexible enough to work around your life. So that's one of the biggest things that annoy me right now. Right now in the fitness industry is just people saying that it's simple or trying to present it as a simple solution, but then giving you all these crazy protocols that you need to follow. Like you need to do this whole entire morning routine, or you need to do 6 different things in order to improve your sleep, or you need to eat this superfood, or you need to eat at a certain time. You need to have this special diet, or you need to do this special exercise. It's none of that stuff. It's none of that. It's simply just moving more often, eat quality food, eat enough that you feel full and that you have enough energy. And then also just make sure that you're taking care of your mental. If you're not taking care of what's up here, and a lot of times it's going to start there, what's up here, because if you're coming from a viewpoint of a quick fix mindset, then you're going to look for a quick solution. If you think that it's not possible, then you're probably going to be in the mindset that I probably can't do this. So I'm just ending it right here. And I just wanted to have a quick episode to talk about just try to have blinders on when it comes to your fitness journey and focus on what you need to do and what's going to be flexible for you and your life. And if you want help trying to figure that out, you can book a free call with me and we'll write it out together. We'll figure out exactly what you need to do in order to make sure that you're on the right track to reach your fitness goals for something that's flexible and works with your life and not against your life. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.